Welcome back to Midnight Signal AI. It's April 1st, 2026. Tonight, Google makes a major push into production-ready AI with its Agent Development Kit for Go 1.0. Anthropic and the Australian government strike a sweeping deal. OpenAI's new funding round stokes IPO rumors, and we've got updates from Elon Musk, NVIDIA, and more. Let's get into the top stories. Leading off with Google's big announcement, the Agent Development Kit for Go 1.0 is officially here. According to the Google AI blog, this is a major leap from experimental AI scripts to robust production-ready services. ADK Go 1.0 is all about observability, security, and extensibility. Key features: native open telemetry integration for deep tracing, a plug-in system for self-healing logic, and built-in human-in-the-loop confirmations for sensitive operations.
This is actually huge for anyone building AI-based services in Go. Observability was always a pain point, so native open telemetry support means teams can finally get granular visibility into their agents, crucial for debugging and compliance. The plugin system is interesting too. Self-healing logic could allow agents to recover from all sorts of failures without human intervention, but you still have safety nets like human in the loop when it really matters.
Exactly. Google's positioning ADK Go as a bridge between prototyping and production AI. There's been a gap here. Python has dominated, but Go's concurrency and performance are appealing if you can get the right tooling. This release could accelerate AI adoption in enterprise backends, especially where reliability and auditability are non-negotiable.
And it's not just for AI startups. Think banks, logistics, healthcare. These sectors want proven, secure frameworks with deep tracing and control. If ADK Go delivers, we could see a wave of AI-powered services moving from experiments to mission-critical workloads. Definitely a story to watch.
Staying with Google for a minute, the AI blog also detailed a new continuous checkpointing feature in Orbax and MaxText. Instead of saving model checkpoints at fixed intervals, it now asynchronously snapshots model states, maximizing I/O bandwidth and minimizing risk of data loss during training.
This is a technical upgrade, but the impact is real, especially as models get larger and more expensive to train. Continuous checkpointing means fewer wasted hours if something fails mid-training and better resource utilization. It's another sign of the AI infrastructure maturing for industrial-scale deployments.
Absolutely. It's easy to overlook things like checkpointing, but anyone who's lost days of GPU time knows how important reliability is. Google's whole message lately is about operationalizing AI, not just building cool demos. Switching gears, IndexBox reports that SpaceX is preparing for a 2026 IPO with record valuations, not just for the space business, but also for Musk's xAI, and massive space data centers.
The valuation story is wild. SpaceX's data centers and xAI are being bundled into the broader Musk empire. Investors seem to be betting on the synergy between AI, satellite networks, and real-time data. If this IPO happens, it could be one of the largest in history, and it might set a new bar for what's considered a tech conglomerate.
And with xAI in the mix, there's this narrative of AI and space tech converging. It's not just about rockets, it's about who controls the data and the compute infrastructure that'll power the next generation of AI applications, on Earth and beyond. On the topic of mega funding, The Guardian is reporting that OpenAI, best known as the parent firm of ChatGPT, has just closed a $122 billion funding round. That's a staggering number, even in this AI boom.
Yeah, that's up there with the biggest tech fundraisers of all time. It's a clear signal that investors see generative AI as far from peaking, but it also turns up the heat for OpenAI to deliver not just on research, but on real, profitable products. There's already speculation about a possible IPO this year.
The Guardian is actually running a companion piece about exactly that. If OpenAI plans to float on the stock market, profitability is going to be the sticking point. With this much capital, the pressure is on to convert growth into sustainable revenue, especially as competition heats up.
And let's not ignore the business insider angle, the push for ChatGPT ads. Monetization is the name of the game, and OpenAI is clearly exploring every lever: API, enterprise, and now advertising. The funding gives them runway, but eventually investors will want to see a clear path to profits.
Let's shift over to Australia, where Anthropic has struck a major deal with the Albanese government. Multiple outlets, including the Australian, SmartCompany, and AFR, are reporting on an agreement that will see Anthropic support Australia's data center strategy and, notably, gain access to Australian creative works for AI training.
This is a fascinating collision of national policy, copyright, and AI development. Australia's government wants to build sovereign AI infrastructure, and they're partnering with a big U.S. player to do it. The deal reportedly includes provisions for using local creative content, which is already stirring up debate about compensation and intellectual property.
And it's not just about training data. The SmartCompany report says Anthropic will help shape policy and standards for safe AI deployment in Australia. For a government, getting a seat at the table with a top-tier AI company is a strategic move, but it raises tough questions about who benefits from the data and how local creators are protected.
Right, and as AFR points out, the partnership ties directly into Australia's push for domestic data centers. Anthropic's involvement could give the government leverage to keep sensitive data onshore and ensure that AI services meet local standards for privacy and security. It's a model other countries will be watching closely.
Speaking of high-stakes international deals, smh.com.au notes that the Albanese government's agreement with Anthropic comes while the company is in a legal standoff with Donald Trump in the U.S. The global regulatory environment for AI is getting more tangled by the week.
It's a reminder that AI companies are now at the center of not just tech, but geopolitics. As governments race to secure talent, infrastructure, and data, expect more deals like this and more friction between national interests and global AI players.
Let's jump to some lighter but thought-provoking territory. Benzinga picked up on an exchange between Jim Cramer and NVIDIA's Jensen Huang, where Cramer joked he'd rather have an AI bartender because, quote, humans steal.
Sure, it's a tongue-in-cheek comment, but it reflects a real shift in how people are thinking about trust and automation. Wang's vision for AI agents has always been ambitious, and these kinds of conversations signal that the public is starting to see AI as a practical solution to everyday problems, not just a sci-fi scenario.
On a related note, WCCF Tech ran a deep dive on NVIDIA's evolution. Apparently, forcing CUDA onto gaming GPUs once looked risky. Some called it an existential threat, but it's now their biggest competitive moat. It's a reminder that platform bets can pay off massively in AI.
CUDA really is the backbone of modern AI. By controlling the stack, NVIDIA locked in developer loyalty and set the pace for hardware and software co-evolution. Their early gamble is now the reason they're the default for so much of the AI ecosystem.
Back to Musk world for a moment. Yahoo Finance looked at prediction market odds on a possible Tesla-SpaceX merger. There's constant speculation about whether Musk will combine his companies to create an AI-powered, vertically integrated powerhouse.
The prediction markets are split, but the logic is clear. Combining Tesla's AI and robotics with SpaceX's satellite infrastructure could create a formidable closed loop for data, compute, and deployment. Even if a full merger doesn't happen, deeper integration seems inevitable as Musk chases scale and control.
That's all for tonight's episode. We covered Google's production-ready AI push, Anthropic's government deals, record AI fundraises, and how tech giants are redefining the future. As always, we'll be watching these stories as they evolve.
If you enjoyed the rundown, make sure you're subscribed to Midnight Signal AI. We'll be back tomorrow with more analysis and context on the world's most important AI news. Until next time, keep building, keep questioning.